Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Leslie, and I'm happy you're joining us in Facebook land and here in person. We've got a lively group this morning, and I welcome everyone to join me in a meditation for about 15 minutes. So I invite you to settle into your chair or wherever you're sitting and just notice your feet and your legs and your back. And just relax and feel that support. And now we'll move our awareness inward and just putting ourselves into our body by noticing our toes. Can you wiggle your toes and feel them? And just breathe in and breathe out and notice your toes. And can you feel the space between your toes? And now move your awareness to the heels of your feet. And can you feel where the heels touch your shoes or your slippers or the floor? Just moving our awareness into our bodies. And now notice and move your awareness towards your chin. And can you feel that area that your chin occupies? Do you notice any tension in your jaw? Just relax. And move your awareness now inward. Not to a physical place inside yourself, but that sacred space within yourself where you connect with your inner knower, your higher self, spirit, whatever you choose to call that space, that communion with the divine. And just breathe in and out. And one more time. In. Just moving your awareness into that sacred, safe home within yourself. Just allowing all the activities of the morning to float away. And now see yourself standing in front of a body of water, a lake, a river, the ocean. And just notice the connection between yourself and nature and the water. see if you can tune in to the delight of the universe. Not the delight that comes from things, but just that ambient feeling of delight, of satisfaction, anticipation, just stepping into the stream of the energy of the universe, of God, Creator, that life energy flowing around you, through you, in the water, in the ground, in the air. Just soak up that goodness. Become one with that sensation of delight, of the life force moving in, around, and through you. And I invite you to spend the next few minutes of our meditation just noticing that delicious feeling of being surrounded and immersed in the life force energy of spirit. There's nothing that needs your attention right now. Just allowing these feelings, these sensations in and around your body. Notice your breathing. Just allow yourself to be, just simply be with this infinite wisdom. Feel fully supported. yourself. Just going to the next level of release, releasing the tension, releasing ideas, set aside your thoughts. And open your mind. Open your heart. Embracing whatever you're feeling in this moment of now. Life is good. Just feel that goodness being drawn towards you. Feel yourself elevating into the next layer of consciousness within yourself. Open heart, open mind, allowing spiritual energy to infuse you. This is the power of the universe, and we can use it. I open myself right now to this infinite power. I allow it to wash over me, through me, in me, and around me. I am bathing in the sunlight of the Spirit. I breathe in to receive this, and I'm filled. Take your left hand and hold it over your heart and evoke that sensation of gratitude, thankfulness. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, God, Creator. Life is good. God is my good. And so it is. Namaste.
We are falling like the leaves of autumn, somehow already forgotten the tree from which we came. There's a calling like the river she's aiming, always rearranging to keep us moving along. If you think you're traveling slow, remember it takes all this darkness to grow. Tiny seed knows all there is to know, and there is strength in letting go. There's a calling like the leaves of autumn, somehow already forgotten the tree from which we came. There's a calling like the river she's aiming, always rearranging to keep us moving along. And if you think you're traveling slow, remember it takes all this darkness to grow. Tiny seed holds all there is to know, and there is strength in letting go. We are drawing from an infinite unraveling. Yes, there's magic in meandering. Lean in and listen close. There's a longing, you can feel it in your heartbeat. Oh, where the sky and the ocean meet, always guiding us home. And if you think you're traveling slow, remember it takes all this darkness to grow. Tiny seed holds all there is to know, and there's strength in letting go. There's a calling like a river she is aiming, always rearranging to keep us moving along.
up for Elevation, Amy and Oliver, bringing it. And the rest of you guys, too. Good morning, everybody. How are ya? Golly, there's kind of a lot of you out there. Woohoo! I'm happy to see that. Wonderful to see you all here in person, and wonderful to know that you out in our love stream are still here and still tuning on. We love you. We love you. We love you. So happy to have everybody here. If you're new to the center, I'll introduce myself. I'm Pat Campbell, and I am the spiritual director of the center. And if you've never been to a center for spiritual living, one thing you need to know, clearly, we like good music, hey? Yeah. And we like other things, too. We are a teaching that believes in all teachings. Oh, that's cute. You added something there. That's kind of fun. We are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. And what I mean by that is we may not practice every faith tradition, but we honor your right to believe the way that you believe, that strikes that heartstring within you, that lets you know that you are part of this divine energy that flows through everything and expresses through everyone. So wherever you are on your faith, on your spiritual path, you are absolutely welcome here. We are inclusive, and we welcome you. We welcome everyone for being here. So give yourselves a hand for being here in person and on the live stream. So you thought that was a wild opening. Thank you. That was awesome, dude.
Hey, thanks.
Wow. Hey, that was really something. Anyway, once a year, Amy consents to me singing one of my favorite congregational songs. You all know what it is if you've been here for a while. If you don't, you're about to find out. So let's stand up and sing. Are you ready? Can you guess? Zippity-doo-dah!
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine coming my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. On my shoulder. It's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Sunshine coming my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day.
See? I knew it.
That wasn't that bad.
You know what? There is no way to sing that song and not be happy, especially at that pace. Okay, let me catch my breath for a minute. No. All righty. So, excuse me. We have a few things to let you know about. We've been announcing this for a couple weeks. The tax receipts will be going out this week via email. If you need a paper copy, you can call Lance at office@calgarycsl.org or email him or call him and he'll make sure he prints a paper copy for you. But it just, in today's day and age, we're emailing them. And if you think we don't have your email address, go ahead and call him and do it pretty soon because I think they're going out tomorrow afternoon. So that's our tax receipts for that. And, I just want to say in advance to all of you to whom we are sending tax receipts, thank you. Thank you, because that means that you're supporting the center. And that, yes. And you support the center in many ways by being here, by tuning in, by your prayers and your love and everything else. And you know what? We are material girls living in a material world, and it takes resources to run a center like this. So thank you, everyone, for that. So we are looking for new Board of Trustees members. We're looking for 3, maybe 4 of you who are interested in stepping into leadership into the center. Some of the things that we ask that you, that before, as you're contemplating this, you need to be a member of the center. You need to have at least taken a foundational level class, so either Science of Mind 101, 102, or our foundations class, just so that you understand the teaching, because we do a lot of things that are principle-based, that from a business standpoint is a little bit of a head scratcher, but that's why you need to know the, right, Kathy? That's why you need to know the teaching, at least something. Also, if you have business and marketing and financial governance, anything like that, those are all pluses as well. If this sounds like something that's interesting to you, several of you have talked to me already, get in touch with Lance again at office@calgarycsl.org, and we have a board packet. He'll send that off to you. We ask for an intention letter, we ask for an application, and then we'll go through an interview process as well, because we want to make sure that it's a good fit for the center, for the board, and also for you. So if that's interesting to you, please do that. So, yay, I'm super excited about this. We're going to be doing Prosperity Plus 3. Raise your hand if you have taken any of the Prosperity Plus classes. So look around, and if you have any questions about the course, you can ask anybody whose hand you see up here. It is a life-changing course. It is a consciousness-changing course. And it is, hold on to your hats. Excuse me, I'm dry today. It is a tithing course. And by that, I mean you commit in the course to tithe. Thank you, Kathy. I see you doing that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And it wasn't just because I was talking about tithing. I love tithing. It's my favorite thing to do every payday, is to send my tithe, because I understand it's a spiritual practice. And the reason why I know it's a spiritual practice is because I've taken courses like this, and I've seen my life expand and grow when I step into the faith of doing a course like this. So it's a big step. I know, it's like, oh my God, what are you talking about? And I'm here to tell you this stuff works. And I offer a money-back guarantee. If you take the 7-week course, you don't feel more prosperous at after the 7 weeks, we'll refund your tithe. We'll give it back to you. With no questions asked, nothing like that. You're just like, it didn't work for me? Okay, fine. I've been teaching these courses for 23 years, and I will tell you, one time in 23 years did somebody ask for their money back. That's how I can offer that's how I feel comfortable that I can offer this. Anyway, to register is $50, and that it pays your fee to our home office, and then we're going to go strictly with digital material. We're not going to get the CDs and anything like that. The digital materials will be available to you for $39.95 US, and we'll give you the information about how to order those after you've registered. If you've already taken the course and you have the materials, just register for $50, and we'll see you on Tuesday the 23rd, and it's both going to be online and in person. So we're going to do a hybrid class. It's going to be our first one. Yeah? Okay. All right. I know. I'm excited. Okay, so in our ongoing classes, some of them are ongoing groups, some of them are talking about going into hybrid as well. The Consciousness Seekers meets on Monday nights. That's facilitated by practitioner Ron Hahn. This is a deep dive, but you don't have to have read anything in advance or anything like that. You just show up with a curiosity and a willingness to explore spiritual ideas. If you have any questions, talk to Ron. You want to raise your hand? Talk to Ron if you have any questions about that. Coffee with Dr. Pat, super cash, Wednesdays at noon on Zoom. We just come together and we talk about life and we answer questions and we just have a really great time. So that's Wednesdays at noon. The Thursday meditation, 7 o'clock, is done by ministers and practitioners. Everybody's welcome to that. And the saging circle, that's for our wisdom keepers, our elders, 55, 60 and above. And all of that is being done right now via Zoom. And everybody is absolutely welcome. If you want that information, it's in the newsletter and on the website. Okay. Now we got the business taken care of. Now we're going to go into the more sacred part of our service. So I invite you to begin to prepare. What happens here is that Amy's going to lead us in a chant, and then Reverend Leslie McNamara will give us our spiritual mind treatment. So I invite you to just go within, begin to commune with that presence.
Dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love.
Right here, right now, I know there is one thing, one power, one infinite intelligence, God, Creator, Spirit, whatever I choose to call it. And I know that this loving presence expresses itself through me, as me, and around me. I know that the givingness of Spirit comes through me, and I receive that beautiful circle of life of giving and receiving and receiving and giving. And I know this power, this presence is within me, and I am unified with this power. I am it, and it is me. It is within me, and it acts and manifests itself through me. And right here, I declare the truth of who we are as a spiritual community. We are a powerhouse of spiritual consciousness, practicing and using the spiritual toolkits that we have. I know that I am one with this power, and it acts and moves and has its way through my declaration of my word. And I speak my word right now, knowing that life is good. God is my good, and my good is my God. I know that this power, this intelligence, is happily, gleefully, delightfully responding to my word. It must act on my word because that is its nature. I know that I am guided by this source, that I am supported by this source, that I release anything that is not like source, that is not beauty and power and presence. I relax and release all of those things that are unlike that. Allow them to be dissolved to the nothingness from where they came. I know right here that I am wanted, needed, and loved, that there is a power, a presence in this universe, and I accept it in my life right here, right now. I feel that presence flowing in, around, and through me. And I know it is good. Oh, it is so good, good, good. There is this delight in knowing and accepting and allowing that presence to act through me. And with this, I take my word, I release it to the law, and I know it is complete. And with this, I release, I let go, and together we say, and so it is.
I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love.
Thank you, Reverend Leslie, and thank you, Amy and Steph. Whew, it's beautiful. With our hearts wide open. Every Sunday we do this. We say our vision and mission statements. It's always been important, but it's been particularly important during these past few years when we're now just starting to come together again to remind us of who we are as a spiritual community. So let's say our vision statement together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone, a world that works for all. The one that's coming to me right now, I just love this statement, but being a beacon of spiritual illumination, because that's how I like to think that I'm walking through life, and on occasion, most of the time, and how we, not only as a spiritual community, but we as individuals are walking through life with our light showing, not hiding it under a bushel. Yes? All righty. So how we do that is through our mission statement. Let's say that together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. So we're all about consciousness expansion. We're going to talk a lot about that today. And also about having our spiritual magnificence. How does it feel to say, I am spiritually magnificent? Yeah. And if it feels a little funny, continue working with it and continue listening to it. I'm spiritually magnificent. Say that. I am spiritually magnificent. So, speaking of spiritual magnificence, all I gotta say is, holy moly, holy smokes, grab onto your seats. That's all I'm going to say about that.
This is the moment. This is the day when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment, this is the time when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, when all the dreaming, scheming, and screaming become one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine when all I've lived the time has come to prove to them I made it on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never reckoned second best. I won't look down, I must not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment. Damn, hallelujah. This day or never, I'll sit forever with the gods. When I look back, I will always recall moment for moment. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them
Amy Bishop, Elevation, Oliver Miguel, Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, and Lisa Jacobs. You first. You first. I know. Give it up for them. Dang, that was good. Amy, I didn't tell you, but that song was in my mind all week. Really? Yeah. We're just connected, baby. We're just wah wah. If you're new here, we're not usually this smart aleck. When she's in a mood, okay. Would you breathe with me, please? Take in a deep breath. And again. And one more time, please, at your own pace. Thank you. That's for me. You guys get to participate in it, but the breathing and the getting all in the same place, that's for me. That's so grounding for me. So I have one of my favorite metaphysical quotes is attributed to Ralph Waldo Emerson. I found out over the week that it may not have been Emerson who said it, but I've always known it as Emerson, so I'm going to claim it on his behalf, in particular because Emerson was a great influence on our founder, Ernest Holmes. He was part of a uniquely North American school of philosophy called the Transcendentalists. You ever heard that term before, the Transcendentalists? Here's how Wikipedia defines Transcendentalism, because I wanted to look it up, so I was giving you the right information. The Transcendentalists, a core belief in the inherent goodness of people and nature. Transcendentalists saw divine experience inherent in every day, rather than believing in a distant heaven. Now you figure they were meeting together and putting together their philosophy in like the 1850s. So this was a great departure from how most people were thinking in that time that I just love this, that saw divine experiences inherent in the everyday. Yes, we talk about that all the time. I've heard transcendentalists also defined as a way of thinking and of believing that calls for us to transcend, to rise above the world around us, and to use our minds in constructive and expansive ways. For instance, you guys have heard of Gandhi, right? Gandhi went to the dentist to have quite a bit of dental work done. And they wanted to, shoot him up for, you guys in Canada call it freezing. In the States, we call it numbing, and all this other guy. No, he said, no. And they're like, you're going to have dental surgery. You sure you don't want us to numb you up? And he goes, no, I believe that I can transcend dental medication. One, two, three. You know what? On the drive home, some of you are going to go, that was funny. You guys already got it. My love stream people, I know. So even if you know just a little bit about our teaching, you can see how Emerson and how the Transcendentalists influenced Ernest Holmes. So the quote that is attributed to Emerson is, "Stand guard at the portal of your mind." Stand guard at the portal of your mind. In other words, be mindful, be careful of what we are allowing into our minds. Particularly, what we teach in our teaching is that there are two minds. And one part of that mind is the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind takes in and it holds on to everything. The subconscious mind, it has no discernment. It has no discretion. It doesn't pick. It doesn't choose. It simply accepts and remembers what comes into it. Subconscious, below conscious. And the conscious mind, that part that does pick and choose, that part that does kind of know what's going on in the world, that part of us needs to stand guard, and it needs to filter what is coming into it. Because the conscious mind can pick. No, I don't want to think that. I'm going to choose that instead. It can be trained. It can be focused. It can be strengthened. It can be elevated. So when we understand this, and we understand that we have this connection with the one mind, and when we're talking about the one mind, we're talking about the all and everything, God or the universe or spirit or the cosmic muffin or whatever it is that you want to call it, we are connected to it. And when we know that, even if sometimes we forget, which is part of my story today, even when we know that we can train our minds to co-create the type of life that we would like to live. Okay? Are you with me so far? And part of that training is to be mindful about what we let in. Cool, right? Yeah? Sound easy? But it's empowering, right? It's empowering to think and to know that we have control over our thinking, and therefore we have control over what we attract and what we create in our lives. Give me a yay, hey, yee-haw. Okay. Sort of. I say that because in addition to our personal choices and our personal beliefs and our personal thoughts, we are also part of and subject to what is known as the collective consciousness. Another term for it is group think. There's lots of different names for it. Ernest Holmes called it race thought or race consciousness, and he didn't mean anything about anybody's color of their skin or the texture of their hair. He was talking about the collective agreements that we as a human race have adopted because we're all connected. In fact, Ernest Holmes put it this way. He said, this collective unconscious contains a record of all human events that have ever transpired. We are all, more or less, subject to this collective thought since it acts as a powerful race suggestion. So all of it is here. You with me? Don Miguel Ruiz, who I know you guys love the Four Agreements, he put it this way. He talked about it being the dream of the planet. He said the dream of the planet is the collective dream of billions of smaller personal dreams, which together create a dream of a family, a dream of a community, a dream of a city, a dream of a country, and finally a dream of the whole of humanity. So this thing exists, this collective consciousness. And the paradox is, yes, absolutely, we are absolutely responsible for the thoughts that we let in, the thoughts that we think about, the things that we entertain. Absolutely, it's why we do this spiritual work. It's why we show up here every Sunday. It's why we take classes and read and everything else, because we recognize that we are responsible for our thinking. So ideally, the idea is that we can train our thoughts so that we can transcend the collective and live the life that we want to live. However, we are also in this material world. We are having a human experience. Do you want to go through this life without a human experience? The answer is no. No. There are things about being human that I quite like. And so we have to understand we are here having a human experience. And unless we work very, very hard, we can and often are subject to the collective consciousness that connects us as a human race. So you may be wondering why I'm talking about this today. Well, I experienced the effect of this recently, and I wanted to be a cautionary tale for the rest of you. So the big collective belief right now, the big collective consciousness stuff that's going on right now is about the pandemic and about the coronavirus. For whatever reasons, media and social media and the groupthink and everything, this thing has absolutely pervaded our collective consciousness and our individual consciousness, regardless of what side of the situation we're on. It's here. It's present in our lives. The idea of it. So being a law-abiding person, I adhered to all the things that we were asked to do. I distanced, I masked, I got vaccinations, I limited my travel, I limited my socializing. And through these 2 years, I felt pretty secure. I felt pretty safe, I really did. I have a strong mind, I have a strong body, I have strong faith. However, when the Omicron variant started popping up in the news and stuff, I had the thought, I hope that this doesn't affect our Christmas plans. And I hope it doesn't affect the upcoming Centers for Spiritual Living convention in Palm Springs. Just a thought. But I didn't let it stay just a thought. It wasn't random. It wasn't fleeting. I allowed it to germinate. I read articles about it. I listened to the news. I scoured the internet. I talked to people. I got caught up in that collective fear more than any other time in the 2 years prior. In fact, 2 days before I was supposed to go to Portland, Oregon for Christmas, my siblings and I are on a Zoom call going, what do we do? What do we do? There's a travel ban. What do we do? And I'm happy to report that we decided to go ahead and have our Christmas in Portland, and we had a wonderful time. Everybody stayed healthy, and we had fun. So then I come back from Portland, and then there's still that little fear back here about the CSL convention coming up. And even though I was on the committee, there were so many protocols and there were so many precautions. I still didn't feel good about it. So I made the decision 2 weeks before the event that I was going to cancel my trip. But even though I was making that decision for myself, I was still a little bit obsessive. Like I said, I was on the committee, right? So I was a little bit obsessive about how it was going to work for the Congress. And what were we thinking that we're holding a convention in the middle of a pandemic? And how can it possibly be safe? And shouldn't we have canceled this thing a few weeks ago? So you can see that my trained mind, because folks, I have a good trained mind. I have a strong mind in this teaching. Even a trained mind can get caught up in collective beliefs. In fact, even more so. Let me share with you what Ernest Holmes said. He said, trained thought is far more powerful than untrained. And the one who gives conscious power to his thought should be more careful what he thinks than the one who does not. OMG! The more power one gives to his thought, the more completely he believes that his thought has power, the more power it will have. So if we're like clueless, no big deal, la, la, la. But when we know, and we know that we know it's that much more powerful, that means we have to be that much more cognizant of what we're thinking and feeling. So let me tell you how this played out. Canceled the trip. Okay, good. The day before my original flight for California, I started having symptoms. I called in sick. Poor Amy, 6 o'clock in the morning. Amy, I'm really sick. Who is this? So that was the Sunday. Started having symptoms. Tested negative. Okay. The next day, the day I was supposed to fly to California, I tested positive for COVID. And I was sick for about a week. Did not feel well. Not like super sick. Once you understand, I just didn't feel good for about a week. And here's the irony. Oh, it's such irony. Of the people who decided to go to the convention anyway, not a one of them got sick during the convention or after. So the trained minds of my colleagues and the other people of CSL who were focusing on health and safety manifested health and safety. Versus me, who allowed my thought to get mired in that collective thought of fear, made the virus welcome. Here, come on in. This is a portal? Sure. So my powerfully trained mind was still working just as well. It was just working in the opposite direction. Now, I don't like telling you this story. It was very humbling. It was humbling to get COVID. I mean, really. WTH. I'm sure that I could come up with an acronym. I have many acronyms for the other one, but okay, WTH, why the hacking and coughing? I'm supposed to know better, right? I'm supposed to be this example of elevated, higher consciousness thinking. But like I said, I'm willing to be a cautionary tale here. And that is that no matter how elevated you think you are, unless we stand guard at the portal of our minds and be vigilant in our work, those WTH moments can happen. Especially right now, because this collective consciousness, it's so thick. Do you know what I'm talking about? It feels like we're walking through energetic molasses. And then you add to it the fact that we probably all have crisis fatigue. We certainly have COVID fatigue. But this isn't the time to let our guard down. This is the time to consciously direct our thoughts, direct our trained minds to rise above, to transcend that lower base thinking that is all around us. Because despite appearances, there's always, once more for good measure, always more good in the world than there is less good. Even now. Thank you. So I'm going to close with a spiritual mind treatment. This was actually written by Ernest Holmes. And I just love it. I just remembered a tagline of it as I was doing my research and then was able to find it. But I want you to picture this. Ernest Holmes had his ministry realistically from like 1926 to 1960 when he made his transition. But he was a grown man in 1926. So I want you to think about the fact that he lived during some pretty dark times. World War I, World War II, the Great Depression. Some pretty agitated and fractured times. And yet, he stayed true to his conviction and his idea of expanding consciousness. And he taught thousands of people how to do that. Call it a coincidence, but there were good times during that time. I believe that as this teaching became prevalent, it what's the word I'm looking for? It helped to heal the fractured collective consciousness that was going on in his time as well. Because after all, then and now, we are creating this together. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. If that's comfortable for you, I'm going to put the prayer up on the screen so you can read along with it if you would like, or you can use it as a meditation. And Steph is going to do some noodling in the background. So just allow yourself to relax. Eyes open, eyes closed, doesn't matter. And just listen to these beautiful words. Today, divine love and infinite tenderness sustain me, in order that I shall not separate myself from this love. I endeavor to see it reflected in everyone and everything. I shall permit only that which is loving, kind, and true to find entrance or exit through my consciousness. Thus I shall be assured that I am bathed in the warm glow of that love which casts out all fear. Today, I bestow the essence of love upon everything. Everyone shall be lovely to me. My soul meets the soul in everyone. Nothing ugly. Everything is beautiful. Everything is meaningful. This love is a healing power touching everything into wholeness, healing the wounds of experience with its divine balm. I know that it is this love essence, the very substance of life, the creative principle back of everything. And it flows through my whole being, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. It flows in transcendent loveliness into my world of thought and form forever. It is renewing, vitalizing, and bringing joy and harmony and blessing to everything and everyone. Today I bestow the essence of love on everything. Everyone shall be lovely to me. My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. And so if there is any time or any place or anyone for which these statements don't quite ring true, I invite us, each one of us, myself and everyone here, everyone listening, to consciously choose to see the love, to see the light, to see the peace in everyone. Everyone shall be lovely to me. And during these fractured times, as we walk through life as the beacon of spiritual illumination that we are, that we shine that light in areas of conflict. We shine that light in areas of misunderstanding. We shine that light in areas of anger or depression or fatigue. Everyone I meet shall be lovely to me. I'm so grateful for this truth. And I release these words into the law, knowing that they are already being acted upon. I let them be so. And say with me, and so it is. Thank you, Steph. It's beautiful. And so that's all I've got to say about that. Thank you. This song was my request, because I knew I was talking about the transcendentalists. So please welcome Amy Bishop and Oliver Miguel, Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, Lisa Jacobs, a.k.a. Elevation.
Broken down and tired, living life on a merry-go-round. You can't find the fighter, I see it in you so you can walk it out. Move mountains. You walk it out. Move mountains. And you rise up. Rise like the day. You rise up. Rise unafraid. You rise up. Do it 1,000 times again. You rise up, high like the waves. You rise up, in spite of the ache. You rise up, do it 1,000 times again. For you. Isn't quiet, feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise you'll bring the world to its knees and move mountains, bring the world to its feet. Move mountains. You rise up, rise like the way. You rise up, rise unafraid. You rise up, do it 1,000 times again. You rise up, high like the waves. You rise up, in spite of the ache. You rise up, you do it 1,000 times again. For you, all we need is hope. That we have each other. That we have each other. We will rise. We will rise. We will rise. We'll rise up. Rise like the day. We'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up. We'll do it 1,000 times again. We'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up. Rise like the waves, we'll rise up. We'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, we will rise. We'll rise.
Amy Bishop and Ellen Bates.
Can I say something really quick?
Yes.
This band is just so amazing. I started that song 1.5 tones too high. And they just did it. So give them a great big hand.
Also the first song.
Huh? I saw Lisa going, F, F, F. dos, tres. Oh, golly. You know what? And we laugh and joke about that. And so, have you ever heard of the 99-1 rule? So, you go to a party. There's 100 people there. 99 people love you. One person doesn't like you. And you spend all your time trying to win over the one person instead of enjoying the 99 who love you. The reason I'm telling you that story as I look at it, your blank face is transcendental medication, is out of 100 songs that Amy sings, to have one mistake, am I right? So are we going to focus on that? And am I going to talk a lot about it right now and like point it out to you right now? Okay. Or are we going to applaud her for the 99 plus? Oh. And them. All righty. So now we come to the time when I can tell you how you can support the center. If you're online, if you are here, we're going to pass the basket because that's what we do. So there are ways to support us online, e-transfer, PayPal, check, call the office, get on conscious commitment. And again, I just say thank you so that we can continue doing what we're doing. So I invite you, if you're physically here, to take your tithe, your gift, your offering, your donation, hold it to your heart. If you're at home, just put your hand on your heart because we know that you are sending us oodles and oodles of love as well. And let's say our conscious giving affirmation together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is, and so it is. And we're going to sing love just because love is the order of the day.
I thank God for everything. 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 I thank love 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 for everything.
All righty. So we're going to rub our hands together, get all that good energy going, and we're going to send this out to wherever it is needed. If you have somebody in your life that you want to send it to, by all means. If you just want to send it out into the world to specific places, by all means do that. We're just going to send our love and good energy, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Have a great Saturday week.
La 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 la. Hold on to me. Don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? Your first name is free. Your last name is dope. and yes, man. We're all from the same thing. Freedom, 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 freedom. We are from heat, the electric wonder. Does it shock you to see? He left us the sun. Atoms in the air, oceans in the sea. The sun, yes, man. We're all from the same things. Freedom, 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 freedom.